I did not think I'd be making a YouTube video today, but I saw a YouTube video from a conservative that really scrapes the bottom of the barrel. So this little spiel is called YouTuber Heavy Duty Country uses murder of Canon Hinnant to promote merchandise and trash Black Lives Matter, also known as BLM. So if you want to watch the video itself, I'll link to it below. However, I have a few things to say about it. Heavy Duty Country is just about the bottom of the barrel for YouTube political commentary. The guy doesn't have any intellectual capabilities whatsoever, is a living embodiment of a so-called patriotic American stereotype, and is now trying to link the murder of an 11-year-old boy to Black Lives Matter with no real evidence, while using the video to also promote his t-shirt merchandise. How tasty, right? What a treat this guy is. Anyway, this is happening despite the fact that the mother of Canon Hinnant has already needed to say that the murder of her son has absolutely nothing to do with race, and she urged people not to compare this to George Floyd. And she said that in all capital letters. But this hasn't stopped Heavy Duty Country from claiming that BLM praises the tragedy of Canon Hinnant in the title of his YouTube video and in the content. And of course he tries to be real fiery in it, claiming Black Lives Matter is now his enemy and blah 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 blah. And you're not a true American if you support them. And what's his evidence that they support the murder? One person said a horrible thing about it on social media, so that somehow means the whole movement of Black Lives Matter must be involved in that. Interestingly, Heavy Duty Country, or HDC, is even close to being wrong about that one person. The screenshot he gave was apparently actually from someone whose account was allegedly hijacked from his own brother, possibly to get the brother in trouble. And you can read about that in the link that I'll put in the description. And basically it shows that HDC was relying on iffy information to boost an even iffier premise that Black Lives Matter actually supports the shooting of the 11-year-old boy. And why? Again, because one person said something terrible about the murder on social media. That's right. Oddly enough, he didn't even bother finding more offensive comments about it, which he probably could have done with the nature of the internet, with all kinds of nastiness permeating, the whole political spectrum. You can find foul views about just about any topic you want. For example, recall Alex Jones saying the Parkland school shooting was merely a deep state false flag operation. That's just one example. So in other words, this YouTuber is being lazy on top of everything else. Like, if he wanted to really run an efficient outrage factory, he could have found more examples. Let's face it. However, as mentioned, this lame-ass YouTuber wasn't too lazy and unfocused to use this trashy video as an opportunity to promote his t-shirts right in the middle of the video. As I commented on the video itself, quote, "I see you use this as an opportunity to promote your shirt in the video. Very tastefully done." More broadly, I had this to say. Zero evidence this has anything to do with BLM or any other political viewpoint. Way to go on that one. I also noted that recently an 82-year-old white guy gunned down a neighbor and his 11-year-old daughter over an argument about his dog. And that also probably has nothing to do with any political movement. So what are his thoughts on those murders? I would imagine there would be the sound of crickets. Of course, the murder of Cannon is being linked to Black Lives Matter for one simple reason. He is black. Any murder committed by a black man now will be linked to BLM by conservatives, just as every incidence of violence / looting, etc. will be attributed to them, or Antifa, or even to the Democratic Party. These conservatives also don't seem to understand why random murders of white people aren't being protested as much. Hint, if it doesn't involve police brutality, it is a crime, an unfortunate event, but irrelevant to concerns regarding police violence and harassment, or police reform, which are the core of Black Lives Matter, their entire purpose. Is that really so tough to understand? I mean, I know somebody whose grandmother was murdered. I didn't expect people to protest that. I do, however, understand protests against police brutality and a lot of other issues that face protests. I guess maybe if nothing was ever done about murders, ever, or rapes, or crime, maybe people would be protesting as well, but that obviously is not the case in this issue. Anyway, Heavy Duty Country is also one of these conservatives who considers himself an alpha male, which would be great if I gave a shit about morons who can get laid. Like, congratulations, dude. Yay. Wow. I'm so thoroughly impressed. Anyway, as promised, you can watch his terrible, terrible video by clicking on the link in the description. I guess you can watch it if you want, but it really is a lame excuse for a YouTube video. And like I said, he doesn't have any intellectual merit inside of it whatsoever. It's all just him being angry about a straw man that he created. And he presents zero evidence that this has anything to do with Black Lives Matter or any other political movement. He's just being the worst kind of conservative stereotype. So, yeah.